Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of FsPassengers. So we are here in Muncie, Indiana, and today we're going to be taking a flight out west to Waterloo, Iowa. And it's about 344 or so miles, so it's a pretty good sized flight. Should get credit for a long flight, I do believe. I'm hoping anyway. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. Alright, got our passengers in. Hopefully they're not too fat. Putting it at 50% would give us range about 400 miles. So, you know, I'll put it at... Let's go for 55 if we can. We have to have some reserves, of course. Let's move it back to our pound over. There we go. So 55%, only 15 pounds of luggage. Not really much luggage, huh? Normal flight. And our destination, KALO, Waterloo Municipal.
Destination set.
Alright, we'll go ahead and load it. Make sure we got our people.
Control. Check handset A2. Check thrust lever.
180.
Flaps up.
Those two help us.
Check handset gear lever.
You though, Margot, you need to lose a little. We could have got more luggage if we're so big. Alright, have them put their seatbelts on. We'll come down here. The tank selectors, there we go. I'm going to set these all the way up. Put that on a low idle. Open up. Alright. Turn on the nav light. The battery. Left alternator. Pump. Mags. Get her started up. I'm going to move that all the way up. Turn off that fuel pump. Alright. Right alternator, fuel pump, mags. Start her up. Alright, turn that to 100%. Turn that fuel pump off. I'm going to turn the radios on real quick. See if we can't contact ATC first. Usually a little bit quicker if we get a hold of them first. We're gonna be heading out to the west. Oh come on, man! Why does it like to change my sound every once in a while? Let me go change it real quick. I'll be right back. All right, I don't know why it's been changing like that. We'll go ahead and acknowledge that though. 14. Turn on progressive taxi. Back it. Keep doing that one. Prop heat. No, back off. Windshield heat. Pitot heat. That's on flight director. So we should be good. Let's go ahead and turn our taxi lights. Bring the yoke back up. See exactly where are we going. Left, right, left. Alright. Parking brake is off. Their seatbelts are on. Go ahead and start our taxi. Let's see the distance. Yeah, 345, 346, something like that. So it is a good-sized flight. We should get a bonus for it. That's what I'm really hoping for. We really need that cash so we can get a new plane. I'm hoping it won't be that many more flights until we get our new plane, but I really don't know yet. I still got to install some planes so it can tell us. Although there is a thing on here that tells you, whoa. Actually, no, it doesn't tell you how much it costs. It tells you how many passengers it can hold. So you have to install the planes, and then it'll put up a thing on what planes you've got installed and how much they are. So that's what we need. Come on, plane. Going a little slow around the turn. Swinging around real quick on me. Alright. You did say runway 14, right? Yes, runway 14. So I'm going to switch this over to 1-4. Getting a little fast. Let me just get this right here because this is our runway right here. Correct? Yes, we can, well, I don't know if we can get to the runway from right here. We can taxi onto that runway. Can we get, no, we can get here. Ooh. We can stand on the brakes. Hey, it's a challenge, and I like challenges. Put out 2 notches of flaps. Alright, because we only need, what, 60 knots, 70 knots, I think, to get airborne? I usually let it go a little longer because we are, we're always fully loaded. We should be able to get up.
Mike Lima 546 at runway 14, ready for takeoff. Departure to the west. Mike Lima 546, cleared for takeoff, runway 14. Departure to the west approved. Cleared for takeoff, runway 14. Mike
Landing
Lima
light
546.
strobe. Let's head on down to the runway. Not gonna follow that curve. I want every inch I can get. Oh my god. Really? There's no way we're gonna get up. I don't know, we're already at 30. This is dangerous as hell. This was a bad idea. We might actually get up, but this is still a bad idea. Alright, we are up. Gears up. Oh my goodness, that was a terrible idea. Alright, we'll bring the nose down just a little bit. We're clear of the trees. Pick up some speed when we get these flaps up. Sorry about that with the views. Alright, 1 notch of flaps. Start rolling to the right. 2nd notch of flaps is up, so flaps are fully retracted. I mean, that took literally like no runway for us to get up. I'm actually quite surprised by that. It was a bad decision. When I looked outside, it looked like we had plenty of room, and then when we actually got on the runway, it was like, where did it all go? We've got 50 miles right there on the range. Desired track 302. Let's see what this is actually at. 305. Alright, that's fine. Let's go ahead and turn on the yaw damper to auto. Autopilot. Switch that to heading. Vertical speed. Set that to 10. We'll take a look outside. Everything's on very dense. Runs quite well, I'm gonna say. 30 frames a second. Range is at 6.5 miles. It's so weird because everything is, even at 6.5 miles, it's like, just, I don't know. I guess that's partly also the drop off of the city. Sometimes it's weird because you can see everything for like 6.5 miles and it's just like nothing. The sharpness. Alright, we're just over 3,000 feet. We can go ahead and turn our taxi light off. Start leaning out the mixture a little bit. Let's get these cowlings closed. I think that helps with drag as well. Get those cowlings closed. Get these messages off the screen. I hate these messages when they blink. I don't know why I hate it so much, but I always try to clear them. It's really annoying me. Alright, but it's a long flight. You can see right here, 342 miles from here. I guess nautical miles, but so it should be quite a long flight. Get myself back onto the path there. Alright, so I'll go ahead and speed it up. Like I say, it's a long flight. It's going to take a while, so be back in just a bit. Alright, everybody, we're about 27 miles out. Let's see if we can go ahead and hit them up here. KALO. That's what we're looking for right there. Waterloo. Municipal. Full stop landing. Let me slow it down just a little bit. Alright. The traffic for runway 18. Alright, so we'll head out to the right a little bit. Come back around for 18. Let's also check and see the map. Let's see if they got any islands or anything for us. Let's see here. Nope, not for 18. 6,000 foot runway. Actually, let me look at that one more time. So this will be us right here. From the south, or going to the south. Alright, we're at we're actually 5,200 feet, so we'll speed this thing up. "21 miles out." I'll increase the descent just a little bit. May go ahead and put our taxi light on as well. Richer mixture. We'll head up to the north just a little bit more. Decrease the range. Should be well below 3,000 feet. By the time we get up here, we'll make a short approach. We don't really need a long approach. Couldn't get the vertical speed to work on the descent again. I almost never can. I always try, but sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. We got far off track there for a little while. When I moved my mouse down here, I clicked the moved the mouse wheel. Apparently, doing that, you can actually hit switches and stuff with your mouse wheel. I did not know that. So we ended up getting way off track because I accidentally had turned off the autopilot and didn't mean to. Alright, we're at 2,300 feet. And because of that, we don't need to go out to the north near as much. Probably went a little too far to the north. Full mixture. Doing just fine on fuel. But could have a little issue with it, but we're not. I'd really like to hold right here. Let's hold right here at 2,000 feet. Or just short of it. So we're so low that it's going to be harder to see the runway from where we are. So I don't want to go too fast here. I'm going to switch this up to 2x for a little bit. That's at 20 miles on the range on that. Right there is probably going to be our runway. So I'm going to go ahead and slow this back down. I'm going to slow the plane down as well. Not quite ready to make our turn just yet. We are low. Let's go ahead and turn a little bit to the left. We're not going to make our approach just yet. But we're so low that we don't need to be too far out. Actually, we're still going north. So we'll go straight to the west. Alright, we're slowing down more than enough. Alright, we'll keep that runway in sight as well. Alright, so that's actually the other runway. Ours is going to be over in here. Let's head over just a little bit. Is that it right there? Sure.
Mike Lima 546, cleared to land, runway 18. Cleared to land, runway 18. Mike Lima 546.
Yeah, that can't be us. Because it's almost going straight west. I think they just said that because we're so close with our approach. Right there is us. Should have kept it sped up a little bit. It's taken us a little while, especially since I slowed the speed of the plane down. There's a 2 exit? No, I don't like you messing with the range, man. Alright, let's go ahead and switch this back off. Let's head to the runway. Might be turning a little early. There's the runway. Gears down. Daggone it, wrong button. Don't worry, passengers. I'm a professional. It's only the second time I've done that today. One notch of flaps out. So we ended up way too high. Alright, I'm going to full flaps because of that. We're good though. Coming in just fine. We'll be back on the glide slope here in a second. There we are. I'll trim it out a little bit. Got a little low there. Alright. Oh, don't come down too quick. Alright. Not too bad. A landing. I still get a little low though. Oh, I'm trying. I was trying to get her slowed down. I probably shouldn't have. With the flaps, retracted the flaps. But I didn't want to have to go down to the other end of the runway and turn around. Alright, acknowledge that. Because I don't know if there's another taxiway. There might be. That might be a runway. I don't know. Alright, tuning ground. Go to parking. Hopefully we don't get nailed for this thing. We're sitting there for a second like that.
Mike Lima 546, taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Delta Bravo Alpha.
Alright. Watch them, like, have us go out, back out there.
Delta Bravo Alpha. Mike Lima
That would have been great. Alright. It's alright. We made the taxiway. Alright. Set my views. We'll taxi on in. Not too bad. We should have plenty of fuel left, so we won't get dinged. And it should be a long flight, so we should get credit for that. Like I say, I want to start doing some longer flights. It'll help us really get to the next plane quicker. And I think that's what we all want. Even though, I mean, it's been a fun plane, but it's time to move on. It's kind of crazy. Like, if we get a Caravan or something, those things the range is much, much longer, even with a lot more passengers. Alright, we are clear. So I guess there was a taxiway. We could have just probably... Well, I don't know. Is there, actually? I don't know. I thought we would make that turn a little bit easier, but as it turned out, man, it was quite hard. Quite hard to make that turn. Getting a little quick. But everybody's 100%, so that's good. We didn't get 100% last time, but as I remember, it wasn't my fault. We were in that turbulence up in the... It's like, how's that my fault? I even descended for them, but they got scared before I could descend all the way to 16,000 or whatever it was. Well, they've got us taxiing all the way down here. I suspect we can park somewhere closer. Look on the other side of this building. Which is better than going all the way down there. Unless there's no, like, parking spaces over here. We're gonna bail to the right. There's gotta be some parking areas. Yes, there are plenty. Heck, we can just go to this one right here. Right on this line. We'll park it. Alright. Stopping right there. Get rid of this yoke. Put the parking brake on. Goes down. Cut the fuel. Turn all this stuff off. Let the passengers out. Nav's off. Tax light is off. Wait a second. Now everything's off. Down. Right? Down is off. All of a sudden I'm confused. Yes, because down is off. Alright. I got confused there. Not hard to happen with me. Brain freeze. And we'll put the cowlings back closed. Sweet. Close that door. Put the table up. Because I always forget that. Make sure is that done? Yes. FsPassengers in the flight. Flight distance 344 nautical miles. Time airborne 2 hours 7 minutes. Flight time 2 hours 14 minutes. Time on the ground 9 minutes, almost 10. Average speed 162 knots. Climb time 21 minutes. Cruise time 1 hour and 21 minutes. Average cruise speed 172 knots. Descent time almost 25 minutes. Landing speed 79.95 knots. Landing touchdown 170 feet a minute. Nice. I actually thought it was a little less than that. Landing pitch 4.17 degrees, landing weight 44.75, total fuel use 275, climb fuel use 76, cruise fuel 169 pounds, that's 125 pounds an hour while cruising, descent fuel use 30 pounds. Oops. Ticket income 1,595, cargo with 13, fuel cost 222, airport taxes 5, insurance 69, real income 1,362, given a with the bonus 65,600, which is really good for us. I thought it was going to be 100%, so we increased 0.29 to 97.1%. Yay, perfect, 336 points. You made a very nice landing, plus 50, perfect flight, no problems, 150, scheduled airport 30, long flight 106. So I guess you don't get, I mean, you get more money with the longer flight, but it's actually the pilot points that you get more of. 50 for the beacon. Don't care about that because there's nothing I can do about it. Let's once you again, go into our company manager. We'll see how much money we got. 788 plus 488. I'm going to break out the calculator on the phone real quick. I should be able to do that in my head, but what the heck. 788, 821 plus 488, 534, 1,277,000. So the cheapest caravan I saw was 1.4, so we could be able to actually do that in like 2 more flights. Supposing we get 65 grand, 60 grand. So within at least 3 flights, we really should be able to get a cheap caravan, I do believe. But I would like another plane because I fly the caravan in around the world. So I'd like a different plane, but those might cost more. I'm not really sure. Like I said, I'll install those planes and I'll check them out. But we should be close in any event. So I hope you all enjoyed that episode, though, and I'll catch you guys on the next flight.